Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. Got a little bit of a requested video again for you guys today. I enjoy the request. I pay attention to what you guys suggest, and I try to do videos that you guys want to see and videos that I want to do. So you saw me shoot the 458 SOCOM, the 50 Beowulf, and the 450 Bushmaster into the water jugs at close range, like 6 or 7 yards. A lot of you suggested that I do that at 100 yards to give a more accurate depiction of what's going to happen at range, instead of, you know, you don't usually shoot something with a 450 Bushmaster at 7 yards. Usually you're at 75, 100, 150 yards even. But today I've got it set up at 100 yards. I've got some water jugs set up down range. I've got the Bear Creek Arsenal 450 Bushmaster out, ready to go, using the same Hornady FTX ammo we used before. Got the rangefinder out to make sure I gave you an accurate 100 yards. I've also got a downrange camera down there, so hopefully we can catch the impact when the bullet hits the water jugs. It's going to be kind of tricky to set up because I've got to make sure that I'm directly in line with the water jugs so that the bullet doesn't veer out to the right or left. But anyway, I'll roll in some footage of the shot we took at 7 yards so that you'll have something to compare this to. So I'll go ahead and roll that in now, and then we'll shoot this thing. All right, so just like we thought, made it into the 4th jug, destroyed the first 3. It blew them everywhere. Hopefully that'll show up good in the slow motion, but looks like we've got our bullet here in the 4th jug. Look at that. Looky here. There's our jacket separation I was talking about. Look at that. That can't possibly mushroom out any more than what it did. I think I've got everything lined up correct. It's going to be kind of tough to get that angle perfect where the bullet doesn't shoot out the side of one of the jugs before it comes to a rest. But I've done the best I can do. It's time to let it fly. Looks like I got a pretty good hit on it. Only one way to find out though. So get down there and take a look. I gotta admit, I'm kind of excited to see how this went. So we went through 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the in, there's the out. I hope we caught that bullet. 5. So we've already gotten better penetration than we did at close range. We're into the 5th jug. I don't see any holes in the 6. So unless it skipped out, it should be in here. Oh, I see it. It's in there. Well, the jacket's in there. Dang it. Looks like the lid got away from us. We caught the jacket. it hit toward the top, and it looks like the jacket got out the back here and just missed this back jug. Huh. Dang it. So we still had jacket separation. We did get more penetration. And it's not peeled back as far as it was in that first video. Still pretty amazing though. That's an explosive round. Okay, so I was sitting here cleaning up my mess, and I was actually able to find quite a bit of lead. So that lead core came apart, or at least a lot of it did, and I was able to find a lot of it just lying around here on this piece of board that I had laying down, this piece of drywall. So not as much got away as you might think. I know a pretty good portion of that lead slug did get away from us, but I was able to recover more of it than I thought I would. And for those of you guys wondering, any of my misses are going directly into my backstop down there. I always feel the need to mention that for some of you guys. But there you go. Up next, we'll do the 50 Beowulf 12.7 by 42. You'll see that in a video soon. All right, so I've got some cleanup to do. It is hot out here today. Not nearly as humid as it's been here lately, but still pretty hot out in this open field with no shade around. So to sum it up, we got more penetration with the 450 at 100 yards than we did at 7 yards, which I kind of expected that, but I didn't expect to see more fragmentation at 100 yards than we had at 7 yards. I thought since the bullet lost some of that initial velocity that it would actually stay together better at 100 yards than it did at 7, but that wasn't the case today, at least on this one particular shot. You have to remember, we're not in a laboratory. A lot of things make a difference, and before somebody comments it, if they haven't already, I realize that water jugs don't simulate bone and tissue. We get that. We're just having fun and comparing one bullet to another in the same medium and doing it at different ranges. I'm not trying to compare bone and tissue, and as a matter of fact, the only thing that's going to simulate bone and tissue is bone and tissue, and even that can be tricky. Live bone and tissue certainly reacts different than dead bone and tissue, say pork chops or spare ribs or whatever you want to shoot. So when it boils down to it, that's nothing's going to simulate live bone and tissue except for live bone and tissue. But I did have a lot of fun today. I want to thank my patrons for making this video possible. I also want to give an end of video shout out to Alaskan Ballistics. I'll have a link to his channel in the description below. You guys go check him out if you like his channel. Subscribe. If you don't. Not that big of a deal, really. I think you will like him, though. He's a big time Second Amendment supporter, and he's just a good guy. He just recently got married, so he's a newlywed. You can go tease him about that a little bit, but that's all I got, and I'll talk with y'all again soon.